everybody. What's going on? It is what's this Sunday, April 28th. Oh my God, we are getting into May, y'all. Where is this year going?
It's going by fast.
Although I'm kind of excited though. I love the summertime, so I'm good on the time
As soon as it
frame.
felt good enough to sit outside, y'all see where I been. I love being outside.
Right.
Nice.
Absolutely. So tonight's topic. Now I know if y'all have probably noticed, like I do topics based off of what I'm going through. But I mean, part of being in the BU room to me is being able to talk about your everyday life and things that you probably wouldn't always talk about, but we're gonna talk about it because I know I'm not the only one to be feeling like this.
But this is just us too, like the BU room is like us. This is what we do. Like we go through stuff, we call each other, and we talk about it. So I mean,
right. Like, girl, let me tell you what happened, girl. Like, and what I really like to is somebody left a comment on one of the hormones are the devil session, I think. And he was like, did y'all see that comment?
No, girl, what'd he say?
He was like, thank you all for doing this because us men need to hear, a woman's perspective like this. So thank you, person who commented. I really appreciate it.
Hey, friend.
That kind of just made me, push a little further with this. So, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm going to go on and move into our next topic. So we're at session 21.
Oh, we can drink. We can drink.
We need to go around the feet.
Right. Look, we should do some shots or something. Damn.
I can't be driving. Well, in the car.
Oh, yeah. Nah. We don't need no issues. So the topic tonight is, how do you handle work, being a wife, being a mother, and socialization on a regular basis? Like everyday type stuff. How do you handle that?
And what made you come up with this topic? Just wondering, Dries.
So, like I said, I make topics based off of, what I'm going through. So I feel like I'm struggling. And let me just say why. So I had 2 kids back to back. And then my last baby was within 3 years. And, the older you get, the longer, to me, it takes for you to come out of that hormonal funk, and you're just kind of at a clearer basis. I'm leading up to my point.
Okay, I'm like, Carson is like 5. So what are you saying?
Right. So, well, no. I'm a late bloomer when it comes to career, kids, and stuff like that. So I didn't really figure out what I wanted to do until I was like 30. And then I had my last 3 kids in my 30s. So I'm 40 this year. I just turned 40 last year. And I'm in a space where it's like, well, about 2 years ago, when I went back to school, I was like, oh, I'm awake. I have all this energy. I feel like me, and I want to do this, and this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But what I'm finding, so I went back to school. I am, working full time with mommy now. I have some other projects, which one is the BU room, and then we're working on the WEAFSC. And I'm still going through school. And I feel like I'm lacking when it comes to balancing everything out, making sure that nobody is feeling a little slighted, if that makes sense.
Those don't feel slighted. It just is what it is. I mean, and I'm not saying the same person should feel slighted. Like, you gonna do anyway. Keep going. I'm gonna tell you my life in a minute. Go ahead.
So at first, I was doing really good with, sometimes it might be I don't cook. Sometimes it might be, I don't color. Sometimes it might be, I might not do my homework on it. Like, I try to rotate the things that gets, slighted. But I'm tired. And the older I get, the more my energy level is kind of like, girl, you need to just, slight some more people. Like, kind of about, or more often, I guess. I'm tired. I am exhausted. But I'm doing everything that I'm doing. I don't want to stop doing anything that I'm doing because what I'm doing is for all of us. So I'm just trying to, get some advice. Like, what do y'all do?
Okay. I like the statement, what you do is for all of you, right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
true. And the way that you have your life set up, the people that you have around you, they all feed into you, right? So
Right.
you got to do what you got to do as it relates to balance, because this is what I do. I mean, okay. So I set up um with the kids, it's easier. It's a schedule. We wake up in the morning, we get dressed, we go to school and work. I pick them up. Somebody might have practice. I come home in the morning, and y'all, this gonna sound crazy, but I wake up about 3:45 because I like to cook breakfast, and it's not even a big breakfast, but I like to do little egg sandwich, something like that for the kids every morning. And that's my way of like giving them the attention that I feel like that's what if all you gonna get is breakfast, that's all you gonna get. That's all, I mean, for me, that's all I can do. Like, you
You
better
get
not come and
one
tell me I
Right.
don't
meal.
do nothing for you
This is
because
your
I get up
time. You better
at three
take it.
forty five in the morning and I make your breakfast. I also
Right,
make I
right.
also make my husband's breakfast. Like, that's just I want to start my day off checking boxes. Boop, fed you. Boop, fed you. Boop. So that by the end of the day, if I'm just too tired, I'm just too tired. Okay, but anyway, so we get in a regiment, and then we come on home. As it relates to wifely duties, I like my husband is very spontaneous. So sometimes he'll come home, and with him, from the moment we got together, my answer was yes. So if he comes home and he goes, like last weekend, I was dog tired, but he was like, "Hungry. You want to go to brunch?" And I was like, "Yes." Like, I say yes every time. He gets a yes every time. So that's what we did. We went to brunch. I had a good time. And I've learned that saying yes to him, because I was really intentional with him being a part of my life, is also saying yes to me. And
Okay. I wait. Pause.
but I was gonna I was
I'm
gonna put
very
it back
okay.
on you and Shameen,
Okay.
because like that is one reason why, like, we pick somebody, is so that that person can feed into us. And so it's okay to say yes even if you don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Go, Jerice
So
or Shameen.
thanks for that. I'm glad you reminded me of that. And I think I forget yes. And Lauren be like, "You always say no. I want to go out. You always," which is true. He be like, "Cause I get up at 4. Now I don't cook breakfast. I get up and I like the quiet. But the kids, they eat before they go. But it's just like quick stuff like cereal or whatever. But he may come home and be like, "Hey, you want to go out to eat or something like that?" And I'd be like, "No." And so I'm glad that you said that, because one, I do need to start saying yes, because I feel like doing those spontaneous things will help us in, continuing to build our great relationship.
I feel like
So,
Andre is different. I feel like Andre needs a schedule. What you think?
He does. I was just getting ready to say that. So we're trying to figure
mm,
out what that is because he isn't spontaneous. I'm like, ooh, let's go do da da da. And he's
Mhm.
like, but we gotta do this. We gotta do. I'm like, can we just stop and just go like just go right now and just
mm.
you know what I'm saying? And we're working like opposite
Mhm.
shifts. So it's challenging. So we gotta it's tough for us to get on the
And
same.
who does the scheduling? You or him?
We kinda aren't. right now. But if I had to say who was doing
Mm.
the scheduling, it probably would be me. But I am like a kind of fly by the seat of my pants type of person, and he's regimented.
Yep, I
So
knew it.
I'm like, we gotta come to we need to have a come to Jesus. Now, what I do, because really, I, my body clock rolls me over at 5 o'clock, and I'm like, let's get it. But he has a hard time sleeping. So when he's finally asleep, after he's been watching the back of my head for the most of the night, because I be knocked. you know, it
Yeah.
I try to lay there a little bit extra with him to, like, get some of that cuddle time and then get up. And then I try to, when he comes in late, because he works late, when he comes in late, I try to stay up just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just to get like some talk time.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I try to, I make sure that stop working and make dinner. I make as a matter of fact, I make all the meals. You know what I'm saying? I make sure his like lunch is packed. Like, I do little stuff like that because that's, just part of my love language, like taking care of him, making sure he has his vitamins, making sure it's funny because Drake, our son, is like, man, listen, if dad is able to go out here and do physical jobs and stuff like that, because if nothing else, Shameen makes sure that dude is healthy.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
um, but taking care of him, nurturing him like that is part of, my love. But we have to work on like our time, like getting our time in sync. It has never
Mhm.
been as off as it has been here lately. So, like, even date nights and stuff like that, we kind of have to get back in sync. And that's part of like the work part of like spending time in that relationship, is that because
Right.
I miss him, we miss each other. We've been talking about that. I miss him, and the things that I've been doing, like I've been taking I work for a company, and then we've been doing other things that are really, I think, important. And everything that I do and he does, we do for our family, for us, and so as I'm taking on more things, and so as he is kind of like, where is our time? Oh my God. So reeling that back in and making sure we're intentional about the time that we spend with each other is really important, and recognizing when we're not getting that time in and going, okay, what we gonna do, and make sure that we
Mhm.
do it. So while I'm fly by the seat of my pants, he isn't. I recognize that. So I'm like, all right, let's plan and have a specific time just for us. So
So,
um
I think that's good that you say that about being intentional. Because I think that with a successful marriage, you have to be intentional about those kind of things. So like date night, or because you said something about your love language. And it got me thinking, like, I know what Lauren's love language is. I don't know if I even know what mine is.
you better take
Mm.
that test.
You gotta take the test.
Yep, you had to take the test. And then
What
we've
test?
been
The
talking a lot
love
about
language
love
test.
language, because I
Hold
try to love, I've been lately trying to love Andre in my love language, and I haven't been loving him in his. And so
Right.
he's been missing, like when I said, if nothing else, he's healthy. Andre's like, okay, I'm healthy and you've been feeding me, but that's not his love language though. His love language is
So
acts of
Lauren's love
service.
language
So
is food. So I don't I don't make, but I cook. Wait a minute, let me make sure I
Y'all
say
gotta
this.
take the test because food is not a love
love
language.
language.
What you mean food ain't a
Y'all
love,
gotta
like
take
cooking
the
for him and
test.
stuff is not a love language?
No,
Like
the
what do
love
he like?
languages are. Hold on, let me look it up on my phone.
It's
But
acts of
you
Love
funny.
language
service,
is what?
quality time, physical touch.
Yeah.
So cooking for him is not
Technically, it's
a
the act.
love
That's the act of
language,
service.
Right. Okay, so the
which is a
love
love
languages.
language.
Hold on. So it's 5 love languages.
I
Words of
touched 3
affirmation,
words of affirmation.
words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and receiving gifts.
Receiving gifts was the other one.
Okay, so maybe my love language, I have two because I love to receive gifts, but I also like to make sure the household is taken care
So
of.
what's that? Acts of service?
Acts of service.
What you think
But
his is?
included in that is, I feel like cooking, because he'd be like, you don't make my lunch no more or nothing. But once upon a time, I was making his lunch, and I don't think he was eating it. So I stopped.
Girl,
Or because he didn't want what I was making, you know.
I get that.
But I think that there is a level of compromise. And to be honest, dealing with the kids, I put them in the forefront. And I have really just been like on one like straight and arrow, and everything
Mm-hmm.
else is kind of falling to the wayside. So I'm trying now that we're rebalancing with the kids. I'm trying to rebalance, in all my other areas too.
Yeah.
So I feel like I told him, I said, I feel like I'm a bad wife. I do. I
But keep
do.
in mind too, like being married or life in general is a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Hmm.
That's
And
right.
so, your pace is gonna change,
It ebbs and
depending on
flows.
where you are in your run. The terrain is gonna change. The people running next to you are gonna change. So like don't be so hard on yourself. Cause
I've
Yeah.
been hard on myself in every aspect of my life, my whole life. And this is just something that kind of adds to it. Because you're right, it is going to change. And it's not like it's always been this way. But what I'm learning is that now that I'm trying to find balance in everything, that is where I've been lacking. I say
question.
no.
I got a
Hmm.
question. Apart How much of this is your lack of willingness to sacrifice something from you or to compromise something from you? Like you look, oh, I be tired, so I go to bed, or oh, I
Yeah.
don't
Oh, I
feel
mean,
like
like
it, so I go to bed. Like
100%.
you gotta sacrifice. Is this lack of
Hmm.
like you just not trying?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Because I have been trying, don't get me wrong, but it's not every day. So that's why I say yes and no. There are some days where and it may be a whole week where I'm just like, no, I am done. I'm tired.
I'm not
I have
coloring
nothing
with you.
left. Right. I have nothing left. But then there's weeks where I'm like, yes, okay, let's go on and put this extra effort in. Now, I will say too, our energy levels are sometimes in sync.
Mm.
We've fallen asleep. You know what I'm saying? We just be tired. We do a lot. But I
I
think
would tell
for
you
me,
this.
it's getting out of my own
What
way.
happened? Everybody froze on me.
I think for me, well, for us, because another thing that really like grinds Andre's
Uh oh.
gears, but at the same time, we are on now separate schedules, so it's challenging. Is my work schedule. So I, if you let me, I will work all day long. I will not. I will barely get up, and I will just on myriad of things. But, I told him, and this is something that, I've really had to work on, and I've tried real hard to just have a hard stop at 5 o'clock. But if he's not there, I mean,
So if you work
I just
past five
continue to work.
o'clock, question: if you work past 5 o'clock and he gets home, do you be like, "Woo, I ain't messing with you tonight because, or we ain't not gonna have no quality time. I'm tired. I just worked all day."
No, I do not. I will get if he isn't home. I still will. I'll try to stop no later than either 6 or 7. But I'm done
So how
by the
does
time he
work
gets home.
interfere?
Huh?
So how does your work schedule interfere with your time with him?
It will if I don't stop. Still, he'll have a problem. If he's at home, then my hard stop is 5 o'clock. No matter what, I
And then
will
what you do?
shut
And then
Is
the
what
that
you
shit
do?
something
down.
that you're
5 o'clock.
just now implementing?
Huh?
Like, are you just now starting that, or has that something you've been working on?
So I was working on it. Now it is not. It's not a work. It's a hard stop at 5 o'clock. But see, here lately he hasn't been here because his work schedule is he goes in at 2 in the
So do
afternoon.
you still stop working if he's not there?
No, I just said that.
Just checking. So how does your work schedule
Oh, I'm
interfere
sorry,
with
y'all.
your wife's schedule? That's why I asked again.
Here lately, it's because I've been traveling, so I haven't been there at all. So
Oh,
that's how it's been
Mm.
interfering now. So then when I come home, it's like, all right. So I
well, what's the
have to
plan?
like just cut it and pay extra special attention to him at this point because it's like I haven't been home.
What does that
So
look like?
Mm.
the balance is just off. So when I come home and he's like been working extra, that's why I said we have to be intentional about our time now. So it's like,
And he need a
okay,
schedule. Do you be scheduling stuff?
that's what I'm saying. We
No.
have to schedule.
Oh,
We haven't. This is now that is the part that's the work in progress. We have to schedule some. We have to start scheduling
Mm.
stuff. Okay, if I'm home on a Friday, then on Friday I'm off at 5. You and he doesn't have to work, so you are not going to pick up a shift during that time, or you can pick it up in the morning. But at 5 o'clock, we have to be home and it is day night. You see what I'm saying? We have to start
Mhm.
scheduling it, which is different from us because we didn't have to do it, but I would have to have my ass off at 5 o'clock so that we could go do, what I'm saying, whatever. It is a different
Mm.
dynamic now. So
mm-hmm.
we're having to actually be intentional, schedule some stuff, and work the time part of it out. So it's
Mm.
weird.
I think mine is not necessarily having to schedule. I just need to be intentional about saying yes.
Yeah, because your kids are
So,
old enough. You could be like,
right.
all right, you guys will be right back. And it'll be a fun little
Mhm.
hour and a half. But at least, that hour and a half investment goes a really long way.
It really does. Because when we do go, like, I have a really good time, it's cool. But I think over these past couple of months, I've just been so, one track. Um, Now that I'm done with school and tax season's over, I feel like I can kind of broaden out just, my brain just a little bit. But one, I need to learn how to do that while all of that is going on. And two, I need to be saying yes even when it's not going on. So you're right.
Mhm.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Be intentional. And so I think that this is why I wanted to have this conversation, because being intentional is something that I, one, wasn't doing, and then two, I didn't even really think about it. I didn't. I would just be like, "Ooh, maybe I should have said yes," but I'm gonna say no.
Mhm. I be trying to talk you into stuff like
I'm
go,
like,
Jerice. You be like, no, I'm tired. Like,
yep.
just get up and
Mhm.
go. Just get up and go.
All
I
you
know.
gotta
So get up
do
and
is
go. So
see.
the mottos for this year, what I've been like hearing, and when I pray, this is what I'm hearing is one, um, get up and go. The other one is just keep going.
Just keep
I don't
going.
care what's going on. Just keep going, Jerice. You all in your feelings today because you feeling however you feel. Stop. Get up. Keep
Keep
going.
going.
Keep
So
going
right. So now I gotta ask, say yes. Get up, keep going,
and say yes.
and say yes.
You better. You better.
Right.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, these guys we got in our lives, they in it for a reason. And
Yeah.
like
Right.
I'm a you like that song say, I'm just gonna keep on using them till I use them up. And not in a way
Exactly.
that like is awful, but like if he's saying, let's go out, I'm gonna be like, all right, let's go do
Right.
this. All right, you wanna go here? Sure. You want to
Right.
do this? Okay. Like I'm going to use that time because that is the time that really brings us closer together, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
so when I say
That
use,
is
that's what I
true.
mean. Anywho, so what about
All
this
right.
coloring situation?
Right. At least you getting invited. Shit.
Man,
Girl,
coloring.
barely.
Huh?
And she said at least I'm getting invited. I said barely. So
I
my husband,
know.
he does track in the springtime and like he's gone. Like he probably works about 12 to 16 hours 3 days a week. So what I do is just take him something to eat. Or I just kind of stop through just to support for a little bit with the kids in order for me to be intentional about,
Mm-hmm.
just being around. Like I just want to be intentional. Like I don't want his work to interfere. So like I think about Andre maybe working on houses or something, and I know you provide the lunch, the breakfast and stuff um day to day, but I also think like sometimes just stop through and be like, is there anything I can do for you?
Mm-hmm. I've done that.
I think that's good. I thought about that, but it's all the way across town. So here's what happens with the butts. Cause I'll be like,
Quit
You be
buttoning.
talking yourself out of it.
Yeah, quit buttoning. Now I will
I
say this. Look,
shouldn't even be
let me
like,
tell you the
that's like
sweetest
45
thing.
minutes away. I'm
Right.
not
Let me
doing
tell you
that.
the
So he
sweetest
So,
working
thing. When I
it.
but
do travel,
time really is nothing.
when I do travel and I get dropped off by one of the kids, Andre, no matter where he is, he will stop and come to my gate before I go to see me off. I think that is the sweetest
Mm-hmm.
shit. You know what I'm saying? Just little
Oh,
gestures
That is
yeah.
sweet.
like that. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Just
Mm-hmm.
is I'm not gonna cry today. But that's that is little things like that that is sweet. And going to his job, I do. When he has like other jobs, not the airport, because they ain't gonna let you back there. But when I do,
Right.
but when he has like the other jobs or when he's on a big project or whatever, I will go and take him just food, or I'll stop by and see how the project is going. You know what I'm saying? Just
Mm-hmm.
to give him some encouragement every now and then. Though, but those things go a long way. Plus, that is his element. So he loves to like send me pictures, or I'll be like, send me a video and like let me see what the progress is
Mm.
for that particular project. So stuff like that, yes. It's just we are in a real weird space in terms of time right now. And
That's okay. It's a
I don't like it.
marathon. It's a marathon. You're gonna
You
mess
just
up your
gotta figure it
pacing every
out.
once in a while, and then you just kind of pick it back up. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I like the marathon analogy for marriage because you
Hmm.
might slow down a little bit. Y'all probably be running together, and sometimes one is running a little bit faster than the other, or a little bit behind the other. Shoot,
One of
sometimes
y'all done
somebody
fail.
failed or they got off the track, and you got
Right.
to pull them back on there.
Right.
Like just keep running,
Mm-hmm.
just keep
Mm-hmm.
running. Anywho. I love y'all. I love that we are able
I
to
think
have this
that's
kind of like
good.
open and honest conversations just about marriage.
Right.
For me, this is marriage number 2. And so like I have a different viewpoint coming into this marriage than I did before. I don't know if I said it before, but like before I still was me and I still was doing really nice things and being intentional and saying yes. Um but what with my girl's dad, like, hey, I was not playing. I gave that man 3 chances to mess up, and then I was out the door. And so with my second husband, I was like, I don't want to be that person. I want to, nobody gets married to get divorced, I don't think. But this
Right.
time around, like, I know are going to be some struggles. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I know that in
Mhm.
our marathon run, that sometimes he might get off track, or I might get off track, and one of us may have to pull each other back on the course and just keep running together. And that's what marriage is. Even if somebody
Mm-hmm.
fall, we're gonna pull them back up. Um, I also been thinking about another thing, like in this marriage and like spending time and stuff like that. I want to love my husband like God loves us. Do
Mhm.
over and be like, I'm tired of helping these other people. Like, I'm just not gonna do it today. No, like, God be like, what do you need? I will be there to provide. And
Mhm.
if we fall off the bandwagon, God is still right here next to us, helping us, making sure that we are living our lives the way that we need to live them. So,
Yep.
like,
God
when
be
I
like,
said
"Woo,
that
you
move,
bumped
like,
your
I
head on that
can
one. I
get it
tried to tell
together.
you, but get on back
Mm-hmm.
up. Okay, we
Yeah.
got this. I
I
didn't
think that's
leave you."
such a good thing of saying, dear, because uh, God will try to help you humble yourself. And if you don't humble yourself, then God will humble you for you.
Man, come on. And that's
Let me be
everybody.
that wife
Mhm.
that's gonna humble you for you when I need to.
But
What you
also, we need
said.
those
But
husbands
love you
who are
through
gonna humble
all of
us
it.
too, who are gonna
Right,
just,
right.
and what, to me, conversations don't always happen in words; they happen in
Right.
actions too. And so we gotta
Hmm.
listen to what they're doing. And
Mhm.
Right.
if what they're saying is saying like, "Hey, I'm not happy right now," then we all need to get back on this jog together and figure out how we're gonna get our pace back on par.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But just like a
I think
marathon is
that's
by
really
choice. So
good.
like if you don't want to run no more, that's all you got to say.
Right,
But if
right.
we
We
still
can
running
stop out.
together, then we gonna figure it
We can
out.
stop
Right?
all
So,
this.
but I'm committed. I'm committed every step of the way.
Hmm.
I'm committed. But you know,
Every
hold this
hard
That's
thing
step and
together.
every easy one.
Yeah.
because marriage is hard. It's hard as hell. You dealing with somebody who don't even think like you do. We don't
But
think alike.
and the
It's
thing
gonna be
is,
hard.
they thinking different, but we're still trying to figure out ourselves in this world too, right? Like I
Exactly.
hear Shami
Right.
talking about her work schedule. I hear you saying, you and your new career
I
and
know.
your work and you know, like you still trying
Right.
to figure
Right.
out. Me too. Like I'm still trying to figure out myself. Every day's a journey. Every day's an adventure.
Mhm. Every day's
And
a
so
good day to
yeah,
Hmm.
get it right
marriage
or
is
wrong
hard.
or whatever. You know what I'm
Marriage is
saying?
hard.
Every day we wake up
Right.
is a new opportunity, to get in it
I
and,
say to get things right. Every day
right,
is an
and to do it
adventure.
again.
Hmm.
So, you know what I'm saying? As long as you wake up, you wake up and you choose that person every day and you choose to get in it and get in every day because you love them.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm finna go back here and jump my husband's bones real quick.
Oh
See
my
how
God,
it goes. No,
get your crayons out. It's time to color.
get some good energy going, cause nah,
And I know
but for
Andre might
real,
not be in town, but go ahead and send him a good text message or some good
No,
pictures.
he's here. He got back
right.
today. He
Oh,
got
he
back
came back.
today.
Okay.
Okay,
He got
okay.
back today, but he had to go to work. So, so he went to work, and
I
yeah,
think now is a good time to figure out, to plan, to be intentional, and to say yes, and to
Mm-hmm.
figure out what we're gonna do tonight.
Right.
right. When he get off of work at old dark 30, and I'm still
We'll
gonna be
wake
up
up at
like
old
this.
dark 30. We only
Right. You
got
better set
one
your
little
Yeah,
life to
alarm,
live.
girl.
We
yep.
only got
And
this one
be
life.
Set
up
your
waiting.
alarm.
All right, I
Hi.
love
No, this was
y'all.
such a wonderful
Love
conversation.
you
I
too.
love y'all too. So let's just go in and wrap this up.
So we can get to our
Um,
husbands.
I
Oh,
know,
y'all get to
right? Because we,
y'all's.
we got
Mine on
things
it.
to do. But thank everybody so much. Thank you, everybody, for continuously watching and keeping up with the sessions and all that. We really appreciate it.
Thank
As always,
you.
we have our little blurbs that we post on Instagram. The full sessions are all on YouTube. Please like and subscribe and, all that good stuff, and visit our Facebook page and all of that. And we'll see y'all next week.
See you next
Peace.
week. Bye.